Hi guys, welcome back to my XVS guide. Now I'm gonna review Neo Vision Tifa. So let's begin from her stats. So because she is pseudo Neo Vision, she has different passives than her Brave Shift form. Okay, so if you take a look on Cloud Final Fantasy VII Remake, his Brave Shift and normal form have exact same passive, but for Tifa, it is different. And for the standard version, okay, I must say I got nothing to complain about her stats except for you need to awaken her passives, okay? But yes, I think that's not a big problem, okay? And yes, this time I want to talk more about her Brave Shift form. Her Brave Shift form is insane because she has 200% aquatic and human killer. This is, from what I can remember, this is the highest killers you have on the character. Okay, and yes, having this human killer means she is great against Veritas Trial, which is kinda new on this game. And I'm not sure about this one, but increase change modifier for physical attack 1 times. I'm not sure about this. Is it become plus 7 times or become faster to reach that plus 6 time change damage modifier? So if you know what this passive does to Tifa, please leave it on the comment. And probably the biggest upgrade, the best thing for her is this 100% LB damage. You will see later that she rely on her limit burst to deal maximum damage. Okay, and she also get all elements resist, same like her normal version, and 30% physical evasion. But maybe that 30% physical evasion is not that useful. Okay, I will explain later why it is not that useful. It is nice, okay, don't get me wrong, but maybe you don't need to rely it like on her normal form. Now let's take a look on her abilities. So on normal form, if you haven't awakened your Tifa into X+1, she is still perfectly good, but only as a chainer. She can chain with Divine Ruination and Stardust Ray. So Divine Ruination is already old, okay? I know it's maybe not that usable, but Stardust Ray, whoa, it is one of the meta move and very easy to chain. So congratulations. And the best upgrade is she has triple cast. Okay, so lots of characters use triple cast, so she won't be left behind like on the past. And like the old version, the 7 stars version, she can only imbue water and imperil it. Okay, only one element, but that's not a big problem because she is a true dual wield character. You can simply change your equipment when you need it, especially because now she is Neo Vision. You can equip different elemental weapon, okay, on her Brave Shift and on her normal form. Very nice. And if you take a look on the table here, wow, you must say they are amazing. Yes, I agree, because like you can see that this Final Heaven, if you max it, okay, after you use that 7 Heaven for the damage modifier boost, it deals 78.5 times. So with triple cast, she can deal about 240 times damage, and that's very high, okay? And like you can see that the rotation is very, very simple. Simply use Hot Fever and Overdrive to increase your attack stats. And then Wave Spike is used to increase your water damage. So this skill is still useful for her Brave Shift form later. And for next, Dolphin Blow is to imbue and imperil enemy water resist. It lasts for 5 turns, so yes, pretty decent. And after that, you simply spam Final Heaven and 7 Heaven when available. And she also has a Magnus ability, okay, called Awaken Fighting Spirit. Excuse me, not Sonic Combo, okay, Sonic Combo, yes. So you can use that. It deals 80 times damage, so it deals little bit better damage than your Final Heaven, but not that much. Okay, so that's for her normal form, but again, that's not how you should use Tifa. Okay, let's take a look on her Brave Shift form. So her Brave Shift, she can steal with Stardust Ray. Okay, same with the normal mode. Actually, this is the same ability, so you only need to level it once. And it deals okay damage, but take a look on her real potential. Okay, so on the first turn, simply use your Brave Shift and use concentration. That concentration gonna increase your attack by 300%. Okay, that's pretty insane. And then after that, use Zangan style defensive. Okay, this Zangan style defensive stance gives you 75% damage mitigation, which is probably enough to survive most enemies' attack. Okay, so I think okay, I haven't tried this. I think if you use this, you can survive Behemoth K attack, because 75% reduction is really no joke. And this is also the reason why I say maybe her 30% physical evasion is not that important. It is still useful, don't get me wrong, okay? But the point here is you don't need to make her into 100% physical evasion character, because you have this insane protection. You can simply focus on her offensive abilities, equipping offensive abilities, I mean. Okay, so after you use that Zangan, you can use Awaken Fighting Spirit. So this is a Magnus ability that will increase your limit burst damage by 250%. Wow, this is the highest on the game right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But yes, 250%, that's insane. And on the next turn, use your limit burst. Okay, maybe you still don't have full LB, so make sure, okay, you have full LB before you use this combo. But I think you can easily use your limit burst on the second turn, because when you use concentration, you feel 15 limit burst gauge to Tifa. Okay, very nice. And take a look on the damage on the limit burst. Okay, it is only one attack, one hit attack, which make it really easy to chain. The animation is fast, but the most insane thing is the damage. Like you can see that she has 100% LB damage passive from her Brave Shift. Okay, the Brave Shift form. And because of that Awaken Fighting Spirit, she has additional 250%. That means you get plus 350% LB damage, which equal to 720 times damage. Wow, this breaks the meta, guys. She is, yeah, I can say she is twice more powerful than Zenaida. Insane. Maybe you say to me, but what if the Awaken Fighting Spirit duration is off? First thing, I don't think that's possible at this point, okay? Most enemy probably gonna die from the first limit burst combo if you do it correctly. But let's say if the enemy able to survive that 2 usage of your Awakened Fighting Spirit, then do not worry, because she still able to use Unleash Fighting Spirit. This Unleash Fighting Spirit gives you 150% LB damage. It is lower than that Awakened Fighting Spirit, but still 150% LB damage is still very high, because like you can see that it deals 560 times damage. It is still more powerful than your past 7 stars damage dealer. Pretty insane, guys. And remember, she has that plus 7 times, okay? Yes, I assume that increase 1 times physical damage modifier is like plus. So plus 7 times, that will make her damage totally insane. Simply make sure her hit yeah, I mean, you hit the enemy on the, let's say, 30 hit chains, okay, to get maximum damage modifier boost. Very easy to use, okay? Like you can see that after you use your LB, you will revert on your normal form. But yes, it is only one turn, so on normal form, you simply do your best to survive. You can use simply defense on your Tifa, or simply use Dolphin Blow to re-imbue water and refresh the imperil duration on enemies. And yes, because of this, you don't need to worry about offensive equipment on your normal form. So let's talk about equipment. So on her standard form, you can make her into having, let's say, against Behemoth K, you may want to gear her to have, let's say, 100% physical efficient or have decent elemental resist. Okay, you don't need to worry about offensive abilities on normal form. Simply gear her to survive that one turn, because you won't deal that much damage on the normal turn. I don't say you cannot gear her for damage on normal turn. Okay, you can do that, but prioritize your defense. But on her Brave Shift form, because you have that 75% damage mitigation, you don't need to care about her survivability. As long as you break the enemies, you have nice physical and magic mitigation, I think she can survive just fine on the battle with that 75% damage mitigation. And in that case, focus on increased limit burst damage. Okay, there are lots of good LB damage boosts. The example is the Astral Protection and Trust Master reward from Cloud Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. Very good for her. Increase her LB damage to make her more insane on the battle. Okay, really easy to gear. Congratulations for all of us, because we all get Tifa. Okay, so enough about equipment. Now let's talk about partner. So for partner, she is a finisher, but let's say if you want to use her as a chainer on the off turn, you can pair her with a tank like Warrior of Light, because Warrior of Light has both Divine Ruination and Stardust Ray Chain. But yes, I don't think that's really important. I think you should focus on bringing backup chainer on your party like Sacrificial Charlotte and Seekheart to maximize her limit burst damage. And because she only able to imbue herself with water and imperil water, I think it's better to bring a character who able to give her another element and imperil the enemy. Okay, for example, it's like you can see here, Reyna and Dr. Aiden for dark and light element. Really nice. And for the party sample here, it's always good to have two Tifa. Okay, you can bring your friend, but if you only able to bring one Tifa, that's already enough. Okay, because that's what a finisher. You don't need a lot of characters on the party. Okay. And backup chainer like Seekheart and Sacrificial Charlotte, you can use, let's say, Riku with other Mirror of Equity. I say Seekheart and Sacrificial Charlotte is because they use Aurel Ray, so they can easily reach high chaining count, which make finishing the enemy easier. But yes, even with Absolute Mirror of Equity chain, you can do that. Simply make sure you able to deal, let's say, 20 hits elemental chain attack to maximize her limit burst. Okay, so enough about party. Now let's talk about the level up priorities for her abilities. So the first ability you need to max is Lessons for the Life on the Ground Floor, because this gives you 200% killer. Very insane. After that, focus on Concentration, which gives her 300% attack boost. Okay, that's insane. You reach the maximum attack boost on the battle, which make her limit burst deal higher damage. And I think those two are the must have, okay? For the rest, you can awaken them if you have spare materials, but if not, I don't think that will matters, okay? For example, Promise with Cloud, this increase her health by 3000 and damage of her chaining abilities, but I don't think you will care much about her normal form damage. Okay, so this is not your priority. And Hot Fever, 250% attack boost, not a bad thing, but we have 300%. So why do you bother with 250%? Not needed. And for Meteor Crusher, I don't think you have time to chain, because you will be busy on using her limit burst. Okay, buff up on the first turn, and the second turn use limit burst. So I don't think you have time for this Meteor Crusher. So this is your last priority for level up. So my conclusion for Tifa is really insane free 7 stars characters. Okay, I hope they don't regret giving her to us freely, and yes, maybe they make, let's say, insane power jump on few months because of this. I hope that doesn't happen, because wow, at this point I can say that Tifa is maybe even stronger than Cloud, unless I'm missing something, okay? Because from what I see, Cloud is true dual wield character, and he doesn't have +6 time change limit modifier. And if you say Cloud is true double hand characters, yes, based on the Trust Mastery word, why he doesn't have true double hand boost? Again, they mess up with Cloud, I think, this time, but that will be talked on his review video. And maybe the best part of Tifa is she is simple to use. Okay, very simple, like you can see. Simply buff on the first turn, use your LP, repeat. Very easy. Okay, and her damage mitigation really suits her rotation. Okay, so enough about Tifa. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Brave X Fierce Guide. Bye bye guys!